Ignacio, you're gonna help me, okay? Because I cannot see from there all my crescent numbers. So let's do this one. Let's do this one. 6 by 8. Okay. This is this is 1 inch thickness. 1 inch thickness, and we're gonna go 6 by 8, and then we're gonna start making different operations in there. Okay. So let's just jump on it.
See if I can get it.
Alrighty. So we're doing the meal, so we're gonna go ahead and do
Late?
what was that?
Late?
No, we're doing meal. You're not ready for the late yet. So we're gonna go on bounded geometry. We're gonna go to Cartesian, and X is what, Ignacio? Is
6.
6, thank you. And then over here is 8, so 6 by 8, we're gonna apply. There is a point, rectangle, excuse me. So now we have it. So now from here, we're gonna go ahead and do a, we're gonna go ahead and make the stock. So we're gonna go switch to solid mill. Advanced simulation, parameters, solids. The length is gonna be what, 6.1? The width, 8.1. The height, 1.1. Zulo, negative 1.1. This one for Y is gonna be negative 0.050 because we're gonna take 50,000 for each side. And we're gonna do the same for Y, X and Y. So negative 50,000, we're gonna add and click OK. We're gonna play the simulation, making sure that we can see our stock, and we do see it. We stop simulation, F7. All right, so now we did our geometry, 6 by 8. Now we have to do the stock. We have it. Third thing that we're gonna do is do the operation, the facing operation. So for doing a facing operation, we're gonna go Control key, select that geometry. We select the whole geometry, and now we're gonna go to solid mill traditional, and we're gonna go to facing operation. Oh,
But I would change.
we gotta go auto chain, that's right, auto chain it. So now that we have the auto chain, we have chain number 1, so we're gonna select chain number 1, and we're gonna select facing. Last time, remember that let's start having the good habit that you're gonna come over here, and you're gonna go system default all, okay? Operation name, so this is gonna be facing 100,000. Tool, 3-inch face mill, so let's look for a 3-inch face mill. Face mill, 3-inch face mill, click OK. Strategy. So now, total depth, what is the total depth? Paul, if I wanna face 100,000, what is the total depth over here?
0.2.
What is it?
0.2.
0.2, incorrect. Ignacio,
100,000?
100,000. 0.100,000. We're gonna click OK.
What increment were you gonna do it in?
Oh, I'm sorry, yes. Incremental depth, so let's do, for now, let's do 2 passes. So we're gonna cut it in half, so 0.050
This is
thousand.
blurry.
So 50,000 on
Blurry?
each,
Is it blurry?
on each side. X, Y, and Z.
Doesn't cut all the way.
And of course, it's leaving that little material on the side, that's fine. X, Y, and Z, we're gonna slow it down a little bit, run it. That's 50,000 and then 50,000 more. Good?
So why did it carry all the way over though?
What?
All the way to the edge? Why did it leave that?
Because it's over here on the setting, but I don't want you to play with that setting yet. You have something that is automatic. And,
Okay, yeah, I got
so we're gonna get there in next week, on exam 3. But right now, I really want you to start, because what we're doing right now, we're doing manually. So I want you to kind of play with the system like this so you know how to manipulate it. So anyway, so we have facing. So now let's do profile all the way, so right now the thickness is 1 inch. So let's do half inch. Let's do, let's do 500,000. So we're gonna select the same chain number 1. And now we're gonna go to solid mill traditional, and we're gonna go contouring. General, system default all. Operation name, so this is gonna be a profile. Profile 500,000 down. Okay, what tool? We're gonna select, what was it, half inch, I think, that we've been using. And so end mill, half inch end mill, half inch end mill, click OK. Then we're gonna go to strategy. Number of rough passes, just 1, because we're just gonna clean the edges. Total depth, so remember, so if it from total is 1.1, we wanna go to a half inch, so 600,000, that's right, 0.600. And the incremental depth, we're gonna make 2 passes, so 0.300. So we're gonna click OK. We see something in there, so F7, F8, isometric view, X, Y, and Z from the beginning, and play simulation. So now it's machining 300,000, now it's machining the next 300,000. Okay, so now remember, for your exam and for you as a programmer, if you're working for a company, you gotta make sure that you have this, that you assign the tools, just like right now you're doing with Mr. Martinez, you're saying T0101, so it's a tool number 1 and offset number 1. Over here in the mill, it's not an offset, but it is the M06 that you select your tool, and then you have the height of the tool that is a number 6. How do you do this over here? With this way. All the way to the bottom, over here you have tools. Over here, the second icon at the bottom, you have tools, and look over here. So you have tool, so you have the first tool, the 3-inch face mill is in packet number 165. That's incorrect. And if I find out this in your exam, that's considered that you will select another tool. And if you're selecting another tool, that's considered a crash, and that will be 30 points off your exam. So be extra careful. Why do I take 30 points off? Because I want you to be aware of. For me, as a programmer, I think that is very important. There is a lot of things that is important in your field, but at least I want to start targeting something that is critical when you're programming, and this is one, that you have the correct packet for the correct number of your tool. So how do we fix this? So we just double click on that one, and then on the first one is saying very easy, tool number. So this is gonna be tool number 1. And it will change the compensation for you by itself. You just click on it and it will change it. So now if you click OK, so now you have face meal is in packet number 1. So now that is matching. Okay? Well, we have to fix end meal, so we're gonna double click on that end meal, and it's on tool number 16, so we're gonna put it on packet number 2, and now you have everything in order. Face meal in packet number 1, end meal in packet number 2. And this is what I will be looking for this in your exam, probably, definitely next week. This week is not gonna happen. Good? Well, who knows? It might be Thursday. Let's see, it's 1:30. Let's see how far we get. All right? So now, if you wanna get back to the features, so then you go down all the way to the left and you got features. And you select it, and then you have all your chains and everything on Project Manager. Okay? So we have two operations. So we have facing and we have profile. Not a problem. Anybody is running behind that you want me to take a look at it? No? Okay, good. So F8, isometric view, and now we're going to go and keep more drawing. So over here, look, Eric made it in 3D. I mean on the what is it called, on the 3D printer. So we're gonna make this a step down. So let's see, it is 100. Let's make it 100,000 deep. So that means we're gonna go 200,000, right? Correct. So yes, sir.
Quick question. So, like for the profiling,
Yes, sir.
yours is starting off like halfway up the left side. Mine is starting off on the top
Yeah,
right corner.
same
How do you
here.
adjust that?
Right, so you got manually, but remember, whenever you have a system default on, you telling the software, tell you how you can start. But then you have something that is called manual chain, and then you tell them exactly, I want you to start at that point. So right now, whatever it's doing, so don't worry, because mine starts right there and yours starts right there.
It's doing everything it's supposed to. Just
Right, so it shows you the software, whenever you go system default, or you're telling the software, hey, I paid $20,000, give me less headache, okay? However, you can change that definitely, okay? So let's do, so we can keep everybody on the same page. So I think last time I did the left side, right?
Yeah.
So let's do the right side, so we can do something different. Same thing, so we're gonna go half of the 6 all the way to the right, and we're gonna push it down to 100,000, but from the total, it will be 200. So let's do that. So now, over here, for the purpose of the teaching, I need to take all those red marks off. Why? Because it'd be easier for you to see. So I'm gonna go Control key and letter M. However, this is called mask, and mask on your next semester class, this is your best friend, because you really need this all the time. So kind of start getting used to it, okay? For other software users, this is practically your layers. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take features off and toolpath off. So now it's clean, so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. So now I'm gonna go on bounded geometry, line 1. I'm gonna kind of drag it in the top of that line. It's gonna tell me what is the middle. Right there. Click, and I need a vertical line, so I'm gonna go 90 degrees. Enter. Escape, and I'm just gonna keep the one in the middle. I have it. So now I'm gonna go ahead, select that line, and make create features. Auto chain it. So now I have chain number 2. Of course, I don't see it. Why? Because remember, my layers, my mask, my features, and my toolpath is off. So now I'm able to see it. So chain number 2, yes, it's right there. Okay, so it's nothing to it. Just in the middle, one line, and I'm selecting that line. Okay? Now I'm gonna go to production. So which operation, let's see how much do we remember from last week? Facing, pocketing, or contouring? Which one do I
Contouring.
need to use? Huh?
Contouring.
Contouring, that's right. So we're selecting contouring, and now everything is kinda, they start getting the same routine. So general, system default all, operation name, yes sir.
How come I don't have the system default all box?
So cancel, let me see.
Found it, never mind.
Okay, change, contouring, system default all, operation name. So operation name, this one is kind of a step down right. Step down right. And it's gonna be 100,000, so remember, it's only 100,000, so we got to remember still what is our beginning of parameter, that you did 1.1, okay? So what tool? You know what, we're gonna select the same tool that we already have in file, so it's a 1/2" enemy. After we got that, so we're gonna go to strategy, number of rough passes, we know it's gonna be more than one, correct? And we cannot barely do the math in our head. So if that is 3 inches, so if it is a 1/2", so definitely it's gonna be 6. However, remember that it depends on the percentage that is the software using of that tool. Do we know what is that percentage? So, so a lot of expenditure is a huge spending. The companies that spend a lot of money tooling. Tooling is extremely expensive. So these old engineers, they have worked, well, I'm gonna make a bad joke, not like the engineers from the Titan. But they have come together and they have worked how they can save the life of a tool. And one of the things that they have come up is that they can use 50% of the tool, okay? So this is a standard in the software. So the software sometimes, once again, whenever you go system default, it's giving you the best saving money, faster and whatever. But I think most likely it's a 50%. So if it is a 50%, probably it's gonna be more than, you know, if it is 3 inches and using a 1/2", so it's gonna be 6. But if it is a using percent, probably it's gonna be somewhere more than 10 or 12 or 13. So we have no idea. So definitely I'm gonna go 10 and see what happens. So number of rough passes. Number of rough passes, so it's gonna be 10. And then see over here, look at this one. See the step over diameter. So it's actually using about 38%. So that's gonna be definitely more than 10. So we're gonna go, I don't know, 14. 14 number of rough passes. Are you getting this, Corey? Let's see that you're getting
Something
that.
just changed, and I don't know what just happened there.
What did change where?
I don't know. Like I was under strategy, and I clicked in 10 rough
Well,
passes.
you have these things over here. If you click over here, it closes down. And if you click over here, it opens down. See? Over here.
Yeah.
Those arrows, you can close or open those
okay.
windows.
All right, I see it now.
Got it?
Gotcha.
All right, so now total depth. So if we want to step down just 100,000, what do you think it is?
200,000.
200,000. Why? Can you explain or classmate?
Because we added 100,000 to what we have.
Right, so we only gonna see just a barely a step down by 100,000. Even though, don't get confused, we put in a 200,000 over here. Okay? So now incremental depth is gonna be what? So let's make 2 passes, so it's gonna be 100,000. Anything else? Yes, very important. offset side of computer, is it gonna be on the right or the left? In my case, it's gonna be the right side, correct? I mean, it's no rocket science. Advanced simulation stays the same, links stay the same. Click OK. And I can see it, all the red markings over here. Before I even check it, start getting the routine. Go and check the tool number. Okay? Well, even though you're using number 1 and number 2, so we don't have to change anything. So we're in good shape.
Mine didn't.
Got it.
I don't know what the hell happened. It looks cool, but it's not that.
Well, you didn't, what I don't think you did is you didn't highlight that middle line. You
Mm.
did your
Oh.
2 change.
Well, this still looks cool. I figured out how to do the boss.
Question. So when you're doing the step down, you're using a 1/2 inch, but can you use like a 1 inch and then just do
Yes.
like
See,
less?
here shows
passes?
that.
Like you could do
Mine
less
shows
passes.
this.
Yes.
This is wrong.
Oh, look at this one. Anyway,
Okay, that was
whoever
right.
is not working, I'll come and fix it. But don't get distracted and keep looking over here.
All right.
So I'm gonna go in X, Y, and Z and play the simulation a little bit faster. So that's working. So now it's machining that 100,000.
There's a little edge, so we're gonna have to go one more pass.
Yes, 15. All right, so if you have a little edge over there, so you can go ahead and add a pass. Now, Mr. Hamilton, I can do this. Look, stop simulation, go back to the operation, and look, whenever I go to a strategy, I put 14 passes, right? But I can go probably, well, let's leave it on 14 passes, and I can maximize
Anytime.
this to 80%. And guess what's gonna happen? Now I'm gonna be
Lower.
cutting air.
Yeah.
You see that? Because now you're using the 80%, right?
But still
so it
using
all
the half
depends how you want to fix it. You can increase the percentage of the tool, of the usage, of the diameter, or you can use a bigger tool. It all depends what do you have in your shop.
Are
Okay?
you talking about the percentage right there where it says a step over percentage of diameter?
Yes.
So you could change that to 80?
Yes, yes, yes.
So in other words, just like how much of the tool is being used
See,
on.
now you're cutting air. So that's too many passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
So you gotta do 6 less.